So last time on Dragon Ball Super GR, Goku, after being reminded by King Kai that he has a brother, instant transmission to Hell, hoping to meet Raditz and see how strong he had become after all these years. After meeting and discovering Raditz had only become a Super Saiyan, Goku proceeded to show him all the forms that he had achieved, going all the way to Mastered Ultra Instinct. Along the way, however, he reconciled with his brother and hoped for Raditz to train and achieve the same so that one day they could fight again. Little did they know though that Bardock and Gine were moments away, and for the very first time were about to be reunited with their sons. But before we begin, support this video and channel by leaving a like right now and watching till the end for its incredibly emotional ending. Enjoy. Our story continues with Goku continuing to talk with Raditz after reconciling with him, still explaining the kinds of powers available to him as a Saiyan and what he can do to achieve them. He tells him, Raditz, the key to transforming to higher and higher Super Saiyan states is finding some kind of thought that makes you angry, a memory or trauma, and using that rage to amplify the power already inside of you. Focus it and then let it explode. You've seen my Super Saiyan God forms already, and I don't know exactly how he did it, but Vegeta was able to become a god just by watching me. So with your skill, I'm sure you can do it too. Raditz immediately responds shocked. What? Vegeta is still alive too? So, that explains why we never saw him down here. We just assumed he was so evil he wasn't allowed to even keep his body. We heard rumors of the evilest beings being forced to live trapped in nightmares forever. If only I could see him again and show him I wasn't as much of a weakling as he thought. But I suppose if he's anything like you, he'd be unimpressed too and make short work of me instantly. Goku, however, quickly corrects Raditz and reveals to him, No, Vegeta wouldn't even touch you. He's a completely different guy to who he was when he was with you. He has a whole family now. A wife, son, and even a little baby daughter. He's even softer than me now. I'll be sure to bring him here one day. I bet he'd love to see you. You two were squad mates with the big guy, right? Darn, I forgot his name again. Suddenly, Goku's face changes from happy and carefree to serious. But Raditz, before I go, there is something I want to tell you, and it's a big reason I want you to keep training and show me what you can do the next time I see you. You see, Raditz, I've learned how to sense power levels perfectly during my time on Earth. Way better than your old scouters could. And even though you're just a Super Saiyan, these past 20 years of being in Hell, constantly training and managing in just your base and Super Saiyan forms this entire time has made you strong. Really strong. My base form even has absorbed God Ki to amplify it. But somehow, despite that, I can tell, as a Super Saiyan, you're actually a little stronger than both me and Vegeta when we're in that form too. Raditz instantly then responds shocked. Really? So all these years training non-stop down here wasn't a waste of time? I can't believe it. So I'm not really a weakling. Not a total failure. If I really reach those same transformations as Kakarot, I could surpass him. And Vegeta too. Well, of course I am. Naturally, that makes complete sense. I am your older brother after all. Training in literal hell for decades. What else could I expect? While you and Vegeta lollygaggled around, having families and enjoying that weak excuse for a planet Earth, while every second for me was a battle both mentally and physically. I had no choice but to become strong. If only I had known there were forms beyond Super Saiyan, I wouldn't have plateaued like this. But Goku then reassures him, well, don't be too disheartened, Raditz. Me and Vegeta have come to learn over the years that all our transformations are just multipliers of how strong we are in base. Finding the emotion and power inside to ascend to these new stages might be hard, but once you do, the fact you spent so much time perfecting and strengthening your base power level will be your greatest strength. I'm actually super excited to meet again, brother. It'll be an awesome fight for sure. Raditz just looks back a little perplexed at how much Kakarot wants to fight. Right, I understand. Anyway, Raditz, it was great seeing you again. Don't forget anything I said to you today, or the feeling you had watching me power up. Remember it and use it to motivate you. I'm gonna go now though. Chichi has probably gotten really worried. I'll see you soon. But as Goku places his 2 fingers on his forehead, ready to use instant transmission, a hand suddenly grabs his shoulder to stop him. Huh? Hold it right there, kid. It's been 30 years, and you want to leave as fast as you arrived, huh? Standing there behind Goku as he turns around is Bardock, the father of Goku. Of course, with Goku being completely oblivious to who he is. Bardock continues, "Stick around a little more. There's someone here who's been dying to meet you, Kakarot. Don't disappoint her." Goku then turns around and is only a little surprised, saying, "Whoa! It's another me! Wait, are you just Goku Black? You look a little different. Who gave you that scar on your face, Zamasu?" Bardock just looks back confused at his idiotic son's comments. Goku who? Zama what? Just look behind me already, you fool. Goku listens to the mysterious man, and behind Bardock, standing innocently with tears in her eyes, is Gine, the mother of Goku, who finally, after all these years of waiting and longing to be reunited, can finally see Kakarot. She softly speaks, Kakarot, you've grown so big. I can't believe it's really you. I'm so glad you're still alive. A day hasn't gone by that I hadn't thought about you or Raditz. She walks closer to Goku and continues, "You look so handsome. You really look just like Bardock. But I can tell you have my heart. Oh Kakarot, this has truly made me the happiest person in hell." But watching close by, finally recognizing himself the 2 figures, Raditz yells out, "Mother! Father! It's you, isn't it? It's really you. How long has it been? You look just the way I remember you. Why did you not come sooner to find me? Are you here only for Kakarot?" Bardock, however, sensing his son is getting the wrong idea, quickly corrects him. "No, my son, that's not how it is at all. Raditz, we've been here the entire time. We died long before you. But hell is a massive place, and it's not limited to just Saiyans. It's for every single evil person who ever died since the beginning of time. Not to mention, for a long time, Gine and I didn't want to believe either of you died either. But many years ago, we'd heard rumors of a long-haired man with a tail being sighted, so we knew it had to be you. Every day for over 20 years now, we've been searching without rest, without even being able to sense any key, just to find you one day. Clearly, we were getting closer, as just by chance, we ended up close enough to see when Kakarot started that insane light show of transformations. We could feel and see it from miles away. We rushed here as fast as we could and watched as you 2 spoke, waiting for the right time to approach you both." Raditz looks back speechless, thinking to himself, "Wow, I never thought about it like that. I can't believe you 2 would go so far, just to see me again." Immediately while Raditz is deep in thought, Gine runs to hug Raditz, much to the confusion of Goku, who still remains completely oblivious to what's happening. Gine, however, using her mother's intuition as if she knows even what her sons are thinking, yells, "Raditz, of course we would do all that just to see you again. You don't need to be shocked. It was never a hardship for us. Just the hope of seeing you again gave me energy each day for all these years to never give up, and never stop looking for you. The fact we never heard anything about Kakarot either filled us with hope and happiness that maybe he'd survived. And I'm so glad it turned out true. I will always love you both so much. My two brilliant sons. Goku listens in and takes a few seconds to compute what's been said before suddenly realizing, wait a minute, mother, father, brilliant sons? Wait, are you guys my parents? Hearing just how comedically slow Goku is, Bardock smiles and comments, 30 years later, and you haven't changed that much at all, Kakarot. Still as much of a child as you were back then. Yes, we're your parents, you big fool. I would have hoped you guessed from just looking at me. We're practically twins. I don't know how you've forgotten us, but it's important you know why we sent you away and how it all went down. Gine's biggest fear always was that you would grow up to think that we abandoned you, but I'll put that to bed now with the truth. You see, Kakarot, when you were still a toddler, our people were put under the rule of a tyrant named Frieza. His power was insane. I don't know where he would be now, but I wouldn't put it past him to have similar powers to you. Our people were at his mercy, and one day he planned to destroy planet Vegeta, and I alone knew it was coming. I told your mother and told her the only way to save you was to send you off to another planet alone, undetected, so that you could survive while we faced Frieza. Your mother obviously was heartbroken. She loved you unconditionally, both of you, but you especially, Kakarot, as you were still a baby. With a heavy heart though, she knew the best she could do for you as a mother was agree to send you away. And so in the final hours of our time in the living world, we programmed coordinates to a weak planet, said our goodbyes through a Saiyan space pod, and watched you fly off to never be seen again. Your mother died, Kakarot, on planet Vegeta, still crying and mourning over you, while I died on the battlefield, battling in hope that I could somehow save all three of us, so we could be reunited one day. But obviously, that plan never worked out. On the ending of Bardock's story, however, Gine runs and hugs Goku next. With tears still in her eyes, she looks up and says, "But it doesn't matter at all, because in the end, all we ever wanted was for you to survive and be happy. It hurts a bit that you forgot about us and never knew just how much we loved you, but you have no idea how great it feels to know you grew up so healthy and well, just like we hoped. I've waited so long for this moment to touch you again. I missed your whole childhood. I only wish we could all be alive and just be a family once again. But I suppose there's no point talking about the impossible, and you've made your mother so happy by coming down to see your brother and us anyway." She then rests her head on Goku's chest, continuing to weep, while Goku not only thinks on her words, but feels his heartstrings plucked by the situation. And after much contemplation, an idea finally comes to him. "Mom, Dad, there might be something I can do. On my planet, we have these special balls called the Dragon Balls. When you collect all 7, a dragon named Shenron appears, and with that, you are granted 3 wishes. Usually, this dragon's power is limited to reviving people who've died within a certain time frame, meaning it would normally be impossible to revive you guys. But we have a new guardian on Earth called Dende, and I'm sure he can make improvements. Give me some time, and with those 3 wishes, I can wish you all back to be with me again." What? Immediately, Bardock and Gine are shocked. This is the first time they've heard of such a phenomenon and are completely taken aback. Bardock questions further in response, "You've got to be kidding! Power like that really exists? This seems like a big deal. The power to wish for anything. Are you sure about this, Kakarot? Is there nothing else you'd rather wish for yourself? If these are your only 3 wishes you have, you don't need to waste them on us. Just knowing you're still alive is enough for us, son." Goku replies, however, "No, I'm sure. The Dragon Balls can be found at any time, and we can make as many wishes as we need. I never wished for you guys back before, because honestly I never knew you existed. I bumped my head when I was younger and must have forgotten all about you as a result. But it doesn't mean that it has to stay like that forever. I need to go back now and sort things out, but you can count on me. I'll revive you guys as soon as I've got the Dragon Balls." And with that, Goku then instantly teleports back to Earth after a brief goodbye. Eventually, Goku arrives at Kami's lookout and he immediately greets Dende and Mr. Popo. "Yo, Dende! It's been a while, but I have a request about the limits of the Dragon Balls." He then proceeds to explain everything that just happened in Hell with Raditz, Bardock and Gine, and how he wants to wish them back. Surprisingly, Dende is not too concerned and is happy to help Goku fulfill his wish. He lets him know, "You're right, Goku. With the Dragon Balls as they are, we can't normally revive anyone who's been dead for over a year. But since my recent training and trips to Namek, I've been working on a newer set that are inching closer to the power of even the Super Dragon Balls. With these, you should be able to revive anyone, no matter how long they've been dead. You could even revive your grandfather if you really wanted. Just give me a week and we'll all be ready." Goku is overjoyed and replies, "My grandfather, huh? But that's awesome, Dende. I knew I could rely on you. You've become an amazing guardian of the Earth. I'll be back in 1 week then. See you soon." And with that, Goku leaves finally to be with Chichi. 1 week then does eventually pass, and all 7 Dragon Balls are gathered and Shenron is summoned in a great beam of light. And immediately the mythical dragon then requests,
"I am Shenron. Name your wishes."
Goku then momentarily thinks about whether what he's doing is right, and then, with confidence replies, "Shenron, I wish for my father, mother and brother all to be brought back to life on Earth." And after a brief pause, Shenron proclaims,
"Your wish shall be granted."
And as Shenron leaves, emerging from the light right in front of Goku is Raditz, Gine and Bardock. All 3 finally alive, finally together, and finally reunited with Goku as a family once more. Goku looks back with a smile, thinking to himself about the new life and adventures that await him now that his old family is finally back in the picture. He says to himself, "Man, I really do hope Chichi has enough room at the dinner table tonight." But that was it for today's manga, and if you made it this far, leave me a hashtag family in the comments down below. And let me know if you want a part 3 and for this story to continue. This is my original fan manga that I made and wrote, and you can get a copy of this manga for yourself as well as the rest of the story before anyone else, plus 250 plus other fan mangas by supporting me on Patreon for just $3, less than a cup of coffee, and you get an insane collection of manga that updates forever for free. All links in the description and pinned comment. But if you want to see more Dragon Ball anime or manga content, then click on one of these 2 videos on the right now. Until next video guys, cheers.